All right, hey everyone, Anna D here, the biggest D you know. Welcome to another episode of Me, My Health and I, where we highlight local legends and talk everything about health and wellness. I'm very excited today to have my good friend Pauline on the show. Welcome, Pauline.
Oh, thank you for having me.
It's so good to see you in pink.
Oh, I know. I wanted to stand out,
Yeah, I love it. I don't think I've ever seen you in pink.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Usually just Warriors gear.
Oh, yeah. And that's me too.
Yeah.
So. Always trying to rep.
Yeah, I love it. So, Pauline, I know you quite well. I feel like I know you well. But for those that don't, please tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Cool. So I like long walks on the beach. Oh, sorry, it's not that type of chat. Okay. So I'm a BA. It's a business analyst. So that's my full-time job. I'm also a F45 trainer.
Yes.
I also DJ.
Yes.
I also love to play league.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know what else you want to know about me. That's me in a shower.
Business analyst. Yeah, that's intense.
Oh, I
Tell
know.
me about that.
So a business analyst, so I've been doing that for about a couple of years now.
Yeah.
It's actually just a stepping stone to what I actually want to do. But in the meantime, I'm learning so much.
Yeah.
So technically, I'm still learning the role.
Yes.
It's basically, I'm in the remediation part of the company that I work for.
Yeah.
So what we do is we just analyze all the data we've been given for the project that we work on. It's my job to make sure that everything that the data team have provided me is correct compared to the system that the company uses.
Right.
Once we figure that out, we try and think of or sort out the customers that we're looking to refund. So that's what remediation is. It's in regards to refunding the customers that we've wronged.
Right.
So basically once that's all be done, we work out the refunds and then we get in contact with the customers, and then basically it's just refunding a whole bunch of customers that we owe money to.
Right.
Yeah.
And so you said it's a stepping stone into what you really want to do, which is?
So I actually want to become a change manager.
A change manager.
Yeah, so that's more up my alley. Before I became a business analyst, I was actually a trainer to the new people who joined our call centre.
Yeah.
And so it was there that I was interested in training people.
Yeah.
Takes a lot of patience, but it's still good. I still enjoy it. And so a change manager is basically someone in the same sort of direction, but just more like training the trainer, if that makes sense. Yeah.
Well, that makes sense if you've done all the training, so now you'll be in charge of the trainers.
Yeah.
Amazing. Trainer, great segue into F45 coach. So how did that come about?
So, I've been with F45 Newland for a long time, but before that, in my mid-20s is when I started getting serious about my training and trying to, I guess, look after my health a lot better. Early 20s was just a lot of partying. So
Yes. Yeah.
And then when I started getting serious, and then I joined the gym, and it was then that I started taking my health seriously.
Yeah.
Just with the party lifestyle, you do tend to gain a little bit of weight because. Yeah. Anyways, and then I joined F45, which I got introduced to from my sister. So she lives over in Sydney, and of course F45's all over there.
Yeah. Because it started in Australia.
Yeah, I know. So when she came to New Zealand, she was like, "Oh, is there a F45 here?" I go, "I have no idea what that is." So we went on to Google. She found one. I think it was the one in Vic Park at the time.
Yeah.
And she took me with her to try it out, and I loved it. So ever since then, I was like waiting for the first F45 out west to open. And then Newland opened. So
whoop, whoop.
Ever since then, I haven't left. And then I guess ever since then, I became more and more passionate about fitness, not just because obviously what it does for your outsides, but more the mental side of things as well.
Yeah.
So There were times where I didn't even want to go to the gym, but then obviously as soon as you go to the gym, you feel a whole lot better for it. So,
yeah, I've never regretted a workout.
Well, that's it, exactly. And there were days where I didn't even want to get out of bed, but I made myself go to the gym, and then I just felt so much better for it.
Yeah.
And I just feel like at this day and age, you really need to start taking better care of your health, because health is wealth, right? So
yes, 100%.
Yeah. And then ever since then, at F45, I just started thinking about it, and then that's when I made the decision to just go for it.
Go for it.
Yeah, I guess I'm the type of person, as soon as I set my mind to something, I kind of just want to go after it until I actually get there. So,
I love it.
Yeah.
So got your qualifications, and now you're a coach.
Yeah, and I'm still enjoying it.
That's good.
Yep.
As the manager, that's good to know. So let's talk a little bit now about league. Tell me about your league journey. So when did your sort of likeness for it? Did you grow up a Warriors fan and then you wanted to get into it, or when did your likeness for league start?
So I guess it was probably in high school. So my sister and I, we've got a cousin as well who's around the same age as us. So we grew up all together, and my sister and I would spend quite a lot of time over at his house.
Yeah.
So it was my uncle. He's very much a huge Warriors fan.
Yeah.
So I think it was ever since then that I got introduced to league.
Right.
And then after that, I didn't really think, to be honest, I wasn't really a sporty person in high school.
Really?
Yeah.
That shakes me.
Yeah, and because I went to an all-girls school as well, they didn't really allow for like contact sports.
Fair enough. 'Cause girls can be intense.
Yeah. So and I didn't think anything of it. It was only, but I watched it and I enjoyed watching it. So I'm probably what you call a late bloomer to sport, to be honest, because I didn't start playing league till probably in my late 20s.
Really?
Yeah. So, and the only reason why I started playing league in the first place is, so my cousin, they were restarting the women's team at the local footy club, and she was just looking for players. And because I was enjoying my fitness journey at the time, I was just going just for the fitness aspects for it.
Yeah.
And then ever since, and then I started the training, and then once I started playing the game, I was like, oh, I think this is it.
Yeah.
I think, and
you're actually good at it, which helps.
Oh, I'm all right.
Well, I'm not a big sports guy, but I have watched one of Pauline's games because it was sunny and it was local, and I think you're really good at it.
Oh, thanks, Anna.
And you've got some exciting news. You're in the national women's team.
Well, I made the team to play in the national competition.
Competition. Yeah. There we go. So you're playing for Auckland.
Auckland Vulcans, yes.
Yeah. And how many teams are in the national league?
So I think the comp we're playing in, I think there's about 6.
6?
Yeah.
So it's a tight competition.
Yeah, it is. So the team that I'm playing for, it's one of 3 Auckland teams. So,
right.
But yeah, I'm still excited. So.
Yeah, that's amazing. And I do want to, so you're in the national team for Auckland now, but I want to go back because we had a conversation, I want to say like a year ago or just under a year ago.
Yeah.
And you had a goal. So first of all, I want you to tell me what that goal was. And then, do you remember or do you want me to tell you what it was?
No, you can probably tell me.
It was being the women's NRL.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
It was. Funny story. I think it's only my gym family that knows that.
Oh, spoiler alert.
But that's all right. I mean, it was.
Yeah. Well, okay, I want to talk about then how you got from just under a year ago to now. So you had a goal though. You have a goal. And that was to play league and to play league on a national level. And here you are now playing league on a national level. So really you just said before, when you make a decision, you go for it until you get it. But what drives you? What has driven you to get from like 9 months ago to now? What's been the main driving factor?
So when I took 2 years off from playing league.
Yes.
When I made the decision last year that I was going to come back to league, I knew that the game, just from watching games online and then as well as going to watch my friends play, I knew the game was getting faster.
Yeah.
So once I made that decision, and these young ones coming through, they're on another level.
Yeah.
So, I had to do what I could within my control to try and I guess it was more proving to myself that I could keep up with them.
Yeah.
So once it was getting closer, I guess towards the end of the year, I guess there was that last challenge at the gym.
Yeah.
So when that was coming up, I thought, right, this is it. I'm actually going to knuckle down because I'd come back from holiday from Sydney in August. And, you know, when you're on holiday, you just let
loose. Yes. Because that's why when people go away and fucking work out, I'm like, chill the fuck out.
Yeah.
You're on holiday.
Yeah.
So anyone that's like, oh, is there a F45 over somewhere? I'm like, just go and sit down for a minute. Honestly.
To be fair, I actually did work out when
I know
I was
you did.
in Sydney. But it didn't stop me from obviously eating all the foods and drinking all the drinks.
Yeah, 100%. Okay, so good. You had a good balanced holiday then.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
So when I came back, I knew because I wasn't at the weight that I wanted to be. And I still trained anyway. Yeah. And I've played before playing league where the weight that I was before.
Yeah.
But because I knew that I was going to be competing against younger girls who I knew were a lot quicker, I knew I had to do something about it. So,
right. So does, I guess being a bit lighter obviously helps you faster, more agile, do you think? I suppose so, yeah. But, okay, that makes sense. I just wanted to know where that sort of fitted in.
Yeah, well, and I wanted to be fitter. Like, I've been this size before, but probably with less muscle. So in October, that's when I made the decision that I was going to knuckle down. So I guess I had my goals written down of what I wanted to achieve within those 6.5 weeks.
Yep.
And then I just stuck to it. I just look at the end result.
Right.
And I had to obviously teach myself things as well. So being an islander, you know, we love our food.
A beautiful island princess, yes.
But then I also wanted to be realistic because I didn't want the goals to just stop within the 6.5 weeks.
Yes.
I wanted to make sure it was something that I could stick at in the long
term, yeah, like lifelong goals.
So I didn't,
which is what we talk about a lot at our F45 challenges. It's not just about the 6 weeks.
Yeah. So I had to make sure I didn't restrict any foods.
No.
I didn't give up my favourite burgers that I have every week.
Can we just take a minute for a shameless plug for your favourite burgers?
Shout out to Kane's Burgers in Henderson. I swear, the best.
I still haven't tried them. I have to try these burgers.
If you have not tried Kane's Burgers, please go and try them.
Yeah,
and
okay.
the staff are amazing as well. So.
Oh, cute. All right, so so you didn't cut out the burgers.
No.
And this is going to be like music to people's ears. If you haven't seen Pauline in the gym, or I struggle really to get Pauline's shirt off, but when you see her muscular athletic body and she still has burgers once a week on Wednesdays.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah. So this is music to my ears, and it's going to be really sort of uplifting and encouraging for most people. Is that you can do both. You can have burgers and you can train hard.
Yeah.
And lose weight.
Yeah.
Be fitter. Be stronger.
Yeah.
So that's so cool. So let's jump forward again a bit to this year where you got back into club league. So how did that go? Has the season, it's just finished?
So the season has just finished for us.
Yes.
So unfortunately.
Yeah.
But that's okay. We're still technically a new team.
Yes.
So we're still trying to find each other's grooves and see what works for us, what doesn't. Shout out to Mount Albert Lionesses.
Yes.
So when I thought I was going to be real rusty. Well, I was probably a little bit rusty when I first started because like I said, it's been 2 years since I've played league.
Yeah.
But that's what preseason is for. So
yeah, because you start training even before you, like quite early.
So most clubs have a preseason before Christmas.
Yeah.
So she did start preseason then, but I was still making the decision on which club to play for at that stage.
Yes.
Yeah.
Even I was getting nervous. I felt like you were I was like, don't miss out.
Yeah.
Because of your indecisiveness.
Yeah, exactly. But then once the new year came, and the coach was, because I'm friends with her on Facebook.
Yeah.
She started posting preseason training. So I thought I'd just turn up just to see what the vibe was like.
Yeah.
But the girls are amazing.
Yeah.
And then ever since I realised that, these are a good bunch of girls. The coach is good.
Yeah.
I stuck with them and I'm glad I did.
Yay.
Yeah, so, yeah.
You've got a vibe with your team, especially in a team sport like that. So on the field, for those that aren't super familiar with league, what's the hardest part on the field? What position do you play? First of all.
I play centre.
Yes.
Yep.
So what role is centre?
So that's the back. So that's in the back's position. So you've got your winger and then you've got your centre. So basically, it's sort of like a second row. So in league, you've got forwards and backs.
Okay.
So forwards do the hard yards and they do a lot of work.
Like the...
Pretty much, yeah. The backs are there to obviously relieve them when we can. Mm-hmm. But then also, if the ball comes out our way, then I guess we'll try and score those tries. But but otherwise, I don't know how to explain it.
Centre, so like... Are you sort of like the boss though? Are you the one yelling instructions?
No, so the whole team is responsible for that.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a team sport. So the comms comes down to everyone in the team.
Yeah.
But especially when it comes to the defense side of things, because we can see as well. But then everybody in the team is the same. Everyone has to communicate. It's just whether or not we have to tell them to come over when we need the help.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. It just, because when you say centre, it sounds like you're the centre of attention.
Oh, no.
Love that though. But yeah, team sport makes sense. Do you have a captain though?
Yes, we do.
Oh, yeah.
So we had 2 co-captains. Unfortunately, one of them got injured before the first game.
No.
I know. Bless her soul.
Yeah.
So she's just been working to rehab herself throughout the year.
Yeah.
But our other co-captain, who came from Australia.
Oh, shush, fancy.
Yeah. So she's the one that's been leading us on the field this season. Yeah.
That's cool. And then so for the national team, the Vulcans, when's your first game?
So our first game's not till September the 7th.
Yes.
And that's all I know, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I don't know any other details.
But you guys are prepping, training, getting ready for it.
Yep,
Are you feeling confident?
I am feeling confident. They did take it out last year.
Oh.
So I'm hoping.
So you're already part of a winning team.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So watch this space. Pauline Hunt, next NRL Women's Superstar. You can tell I don't know anything about sport. So you also said that you're a DJ.
Yes, I am.
Yes, you are. How did you get into that? That's so obscure.
Yeah.
You're a jack of all trades. You're a business analyst. Yeah. Yeah. DJ, league player, F45 coach. But the DJing, because you're quite... If you meet Pauline in person, she's quite quiet and reserved. And I feel like DJs are like,
yeah.
Which you are when you're a DJ.
Yeah.
So how did you get into that?
So music's always been a passion of mine ever since I was a young girl.
Yep.
The DJing aspect only started coming in when I started going out quite a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and so there was one particular DJ who I thought was the bee's knees. And then
the cat's pajamas.
Yeah, well, it's just, and at the time he had It's very common now, but at the time he would make mixes using video clips. I don't know
Cool.
if that makes sense. So it's like mixing, but you're using video clips. And so he used to have his own show on TV, C4 at the time.
Yeah.
If you remember C4.
Yes, I do. I was
Tells you
today
my
years
age.
old. Yeah.
And then I just buzzed out. And then when I found out that he actually has local spots, I started just going out just to watch him DJ.
Yeah.
And his music selection was pretty much everything that I'd listened to as well.
So who was this DJ?
So his name's Peter James. He's
Peter
actually
James.
a good friend now. So,
Oh,
yeah.
So you're like friends with your idol.
Yeah,
I
pretty
love that. That's so cool.
Yeah, so, but yeah, that's where it came. And then obviously, like, yeah, I would go out for the party aspect, but then I enjoyed watching the DJ just do what they did.
do, yeah.
Yeah.
It's full on.
It's very full on.
Yeah.
And then because I wanted to do it so much, I looked online to see if there are any short courses.
Yeah.
Found one at Maine's. And yeah, that I just started going to the course, and then ever since then
How long was the course?
it was only probably about 6 weeks.
So you can become a DJ in 6 weeks.
Yeah.
You
it was
might not be
once a
good,
week.
but you can learn how to do it.
Yeah, I mean, if you've got a good ear, you could become a DJ.
So what does it take to have a good ear?
So mixing wise,
Right.
yeah. So when you're blending the two songs together,
Yeah, you need to break it down
Yeah.
in layman's terms for us non-DJs over here. And then, so do you DJ often?
So I've kind of taken a step back at the moment.
Yes. Well, because League has been the forefront.
It has been, yes.
So exciting.
But before, yeah, I used to DJ the clubs, and then I also
The
used
clubs?
I did.
Like which ones?
I don't know if you would have heard of them. So there was oh my gosh, I actually can't remember. It was a club on K Road that I used to go to quite often.
Dang.
So, yeah.
The only club I know on K Road is Family Bar.
Oh no.
Not that one? Okay.
No, not family.
And the strip clubs? Not those?
No, not those
okay.
either.
Oh, that's so cool. So anyone can be a DJ?
I feel like anyone could.
Yeah.
But whether or not you're actually a good DJ,
Yeah.
it's a different story.
Because you can, I mean, I don't know if I have a good ear, but you can tell when there's a good segue or not. Or
Yeah, you can. 'Cause-
Mix.
Yeah. So it just depends on how the person blends the song that's playing.
It's got to
into the
be
next-
seamless.
It has to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I want to play a little game with you.
Oh, okay.
Okay, are you ready for this?
I think I am.
So, my good friend Cal is going to put 60 seconds on the clock.
Oh, geez.
Yes, he's ready. And I'm going to read you some words, and you're just going to say the first word. It doesn't matter if it's rouge.
Okay.
That pops into your head. All right?
All right.
Because we just put a little E on it, and then
Okay.
that people know that you've said a rude word. All right? So I'll say the word, and you say the first word that pops into your mind. You got 60 seconds.
Oh my gosh, this is freaking me out now.
Yeah, good. And hopefully you don't run out of words. All right, are we ready? 3, 2, 1. Health.
Well-being.
Wellness.
Health.
Sex.
Condom.
Good girl. Mental health.
Brain.
Fitness.
Exercise.
Me.
Love.
Good save. Poop.
Pea.
Ooh. Kale.
Green.
Fasting.
Hungry.
Running.
Fast.
Feet.
Smelly.
Toes.
Smelly.
Glutes.
Bum.
Core.
Strong.
Ooh, that's it. That's my... Oh, look, we're right on time.
Oh.
Well done. That's so funny. I love that you love me. I should say me, but I should mean like you. Oh. Hey, but I just like to talk about me.
Yeah, that's all right, Anna.
Yeah, okay. Well, thank you so much for coming and being on our episode today. I did learn a lot about you.
Oh, did you?
And about League and about DJing. Honestly, you're an amazing, talented woman.
Oh, thank you.
So you should be really proud of yourself. And I'm really proud of you for making that national team.
Oh, thanks, Anna.
Again, we've just been talking about it for half an hour and I still am unsure. The national Auckland team. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's us for another episode of Me, My Health and I. Please subscribe on all of our socials. Thank you again, Pauline. Have a fucking fantastic day, everyone. Fantastic.